This is Lenny Boyer, the lawyer, live, coming to you from Clifton, New Jersey, and I'm here to tell you about the three critical parts to having a successful home improvement project. But first, let's take care of some housekeeping. To be informed of future videos, please make sure you click on the subscribe icon and the bell button to ensure that you're notified of all future videos. Also, while I'm a New Jersey attorney, this is not legal advice. My comments and statements are designed to be educational and informative in nature, not legal advice, but they are from the perspective of a New Jersey attorney. However, legal advice can only take place in a lawyer's office or by way of a secured video conference one-on-one. I want to tell you the story today of a client of mine and what happened with their home improvement project. The client forgot or wasn't aware that there are actually three elements necessary, three people or entities necessary to have a successful home improvement project. The client hired a home improvement contractor who in turn hired some subcontractors, all of whom were intended to do the work. The home improvement contractor was very friendly and attentive to my clients until he had received approximately half of the amount of the money that was due to him. In the course of performing the work that he was contracted to do, there was damage to various parts of the property due to defective workmanship and inadequate quality materials. As a result of this, despite the project supposedly being scheduled to be completed in approximately 60 days, we're now 120 days into this project, which is still not completed and is causing my clients significant problems. You see, my clients were unaware that prior to signing a home improvement contract, they need to involve the third and most important part of a successful home improvement project. They need to involve an attorney. When a client comes to me prior to signing a contract, I review the contract. I explain to the client what all the terms and conditions are in the contract. I also tell the client whether or not this contract complies with the Home Improvement Contractor Act, which has been enacted to protect consumers in the state of New Jersey against unscrupulous home improvement contractors. Now, there are a lot of home improvement contractors that are very reputable people and do a good job. Not all home improvement contractors are bad people, but there are a significant portion of those that don't do things right. In the case of my particular client, the contractor took advantage of what they didn't know and the current situation they were in. As a result of that, the contractor was really nice until approximately half of the money was paid. And a project that should have taken about 60 days to complete is now incomplete after 120 days. And not only is the original project not completed, but because of the way it was done, which was not in a workmanlike fashion, there has been additional damage to the property. However, the state legislature knew about all these type of problems that homeowners face with home improvement contractors. And what the state legislature did is they enacted two very powerful tools to help homeowners that are victimized by home improvement contractors that allow an attorney such as myself to use the law and the legal system to rectify these problems. The first thing they did was they enacted the Home Improvement Contractor Act. Every single home improvement contract must, to be legally valid, comply with all the elements of the Home Improvement Contractor Act. And I can tell you as a practicing attorney that I've rarely, if ever, seen a contract that complies with the Home Improvement Contractor Act. That, together with another act, which I'll get to shortly, are powerful weapons that can be used by the home owner through their attorney to get the desired results and ensure that the home improvement contractor does things the right way. But frequently, all too often, sadly, they don't. As a result of my clients not knowing their rights, and because of the situation and the emergency work that needed to be done in a timely fashion, we are now, as I mentioned, 120 days past when this project was supposed to be completed. The work that has been done damaged the property further, which should not have been done. If the property was done, the work on the property was done properly and appropriately, they would not have any of these other problems. And right now, we don't know whether there was structural damage to the house or not. But one of the other things that the home improvement contractor did, which is inappropriate and unscrupulous, is despite having written into the contract that the home improvement contractor would be responsible for obtaining all necessary permits from the municipality where my clients live, they did not do that. They convinced my clients that that because of the nature of the home improvement project, no permits would be necessary. Well, that's a very bad problem because the town that this project is in, if the building code enforcement comes out, they can issue violations to my clients for not having permits, and it could cost them a lot of money to correct those violations in the meantime. By not having the home improvement contract reviewed by a licensed New Jersey attorney, sorry, I needed my coffee break. By not having the contract reviewed by a licensed attorney, they were unaware of the significance of not obtaining the permits or prior to the work being done. That creates problems that are also beyond the scope of this video. The home improvement contractor has collected approximately half of what the amount that was contracted for, has not completed the project, and has caused other damages. In addition to major material breaches of the contract, the home improvement contractor, because of these breaches and because he did not comply with the Home Improvement Contractor Act, is most likely going to be found by a court to be in violation of one of the most powerful remedies that that a homeowner has against an unscrupulous home improvement contractor, and that is the New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act. The New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act applies across a wide variety of situations, but in essence, and for our purposes here, it provides that somebody that proves that a home improvement contractor has not complied with the existing law, which includes, but is not limited to, the New Jersey Home Improvement Contractors Act. The person who prevails under the New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act is entitled to triple damages plus attorney's fees and costs. And with any luck, my clients will have enough money when this case is over to fix properly all the damage, the extent of which is currently unknown, that have been caused by the home improvement contractor. Now, had my clients known that there were three critical elements to having a successful home improvement project completed, they would have come to me first prior to having a situation which now requires a lawsuit, and I would have never let them sign the contract under any circumstances. As an attorney, when a client comes to me, my obligation is to protect the client to the fullest extent allowed under the law in a proper professional fashion. And I believe that every client is entitled to aggressive professional legal representation. I do not make any guarantees to a client. When you make guarantees, you're doing something that's inappropriate. The only person or entity that can make guarantees that mean anything is God. Now, when you have any kind of contract for more than a few $100s, it's going to save you thousands and thousands of dollars to have an experienced contract or civil litigation attorney review that contract prior to signing it. And I don't want to see that happen to you. So before you sign a contract of any kind, whether it's to purchase a car, whether it's for home improvements, or anything else, if it's more than $1,000 or potentially more than $1,000, you need to have a consultation with a civil litigation or contract attorney to protect yourself. Remember, this is Lenny the Lawyer Live, coming to you from Clifton, New Jersey, but we serve clients throughout the state of New Jersey. So always contact us when you have a legal problem. And if you're not in the state of New Jersey, always contact an attorney prior to having a legal problem. Remember, as Vince Lombardi, the great football coach, once said, the best defense is a good offense. This is Lenny Boyer, the lawyer from Clifton. Until next Sunday when we meet for another video. Thank you and have a great week.